Hello and welcome to my brand new channel where I will be talking about all things books. My name is Lottie and I have been an English tutor for over 8 years now. I did an English Lit and Theatre degree at uni and a management master's degree, and I have just been reading since I could actually understand words. So I'm really excited to start this new channel and just talk about books with you guys. The aim of my channel is to really just get the nation reading, or the world really, like let's just get everybody reading again. It doesn't matter what, let's just get reading. So I want to explore loads of new genres, new types of books, so please drop your recommendations in the comments. I can't promise that I'll read all of them, but I will definitely try to get through them. I have a huge TBR of books that I have, but also books that I just want to read that are on my radar. And I thought November, you know, the nights are drawing in. I've also injured my foot pretty bad, so I can't really walk at the moment. So I was like, this is the perfect time to grab a hot drink, a good book, and just get reading. I'm also trying to swap out the phone screen, the scrolling, for reading. So I'm so excited to have you along for the journey. Let's get straight down into it on the books that I would like to read in November. Also, just a disclaimer, it's 4:15 p.m. and it is getting dark already. It's the 6th of November as of filming this, and I can't believe I'm saying that it's getting dark already, but it is, so I do apologise if the lighting isn't amazing in this video. So please bear with me, we will get there. So my current read is Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. I love Halloween. I'm so sad that it's over, but I am one of those people that will cling to spooky season throughout November. I know some of my friends and colleagues jump straight into Christmas like as of the 1st November, and I can't fault them for that because I am a Halloween girly like all year round. So this is Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. I think it was adapted into a movie that they called The Haunting in Venice, which I did watch and it was okay. I can't really remember what happened. So I'm enjoying this. I like a good kind of cozy crime, cozy mystery, and obviously the Halloween vibes are all good. So that's my current read. The next one that I would like to read is a horror. So naturally, I would say the genres I gravitate to more are like horror, thriller, but I do enjoy classics. Obviously, as I said, I did English literature, I did a lot of Shakespeare, a lot of Gothic literature, Victorian literature. So horror and mystery thriller classics are kind of my comfort zone. So we have All Hallows by Christopher Golden. I've heard that this is really good. It's set on All Hallows Eve, so Halloween, and it basically follows like several groups of people in the same town, like in the same village, and what they're going through. I've literally only read the blurb. I don't really know anything else about this book, but from what the blurb is saying, it sounds quite similar to the movie Trick or Treat. It kind of follows those different groups of people, and yeah, I'm excited for this one. I need a good scare. So the next one I have was one that I got from the library, and it's called The Spirit Engineer. And this looks like a kind of historical fiction, but like spooky vibes. So this is The Spirit Engineer. It says Belfast 1914. 2 years after the sinking of the Titanic, high society has become obsessed with spiritualism, attending seances in the hope they might reach their departed loved ones. William Jackson Crawford is a man of science and a skeptic, but one night, with everyone sitting around the circle, voices come to him, seemingly from beyond the veil, placing doubt in his heart and a seed of obsession in his mind. Could the spirits truly be communicating with him, or is this one of Kathleen's parlour tricks gone too far? Yeah, that's that one. Now this one is a little bit different. This is a romance. Romance is really outside of my comfort zone in terms of the genre. I don't know, like I think I just find them like really cheesy. I do like a good rom-com. I do like a good rom-com movie, but in terms of books, I would say, yeah, it's one that I'm not sure. It's a genre that is definitely outside of my comfort zone. So this one is called Looking for Love in All the Haunted Places. Again, I got this one from the library. It's about this woman who is like a parapsychologist. There's this like spooky house that nobody can stay in for longer than like 48 hours or something. She gets called there, and while she's investigating, there's a guy that also kind of comes out to the house, and I'm assuming romance ensues. The house is not so happy about it, it sounds like. So I'm kind of excited to see what comes of this. And as I said, I want to really read outside of my comfort zone and kind of try new things. And I thought, you know, this is like a spooky romance. That's a good segue into romance. I don't know if it's smutty, so we'll find out, I guess. So this one is called What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I have read T. Kingfisher before. The main one I recall was the Twisted Ones, which the halfway point, like, it went a bit weird at the end. I do feel like I need to reread that book, because when I read it the first time, the first half was so spooky, and there's one scene that always sticks with me. It was like a jump scare. It was like reading a jump scare, and I feel like often that doesn't really work with me. Like, I'm kind of desensitized, but there was one scene that I just it haunts me. Then the second half of the Twisted Ones, I found like it kind of changed, and it wasn't really what I was expecting, but I think about it, so you know, there's that. But this one is called What Moves the Dead, and it's basically a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher, which I love. I love Edgar Allan Poe, so I'm excited for this one. I also really loved Fall of the House of Usher TV series by Mike Flanagan, so if you haven't seen that on Netflix, I would highly recommend. It's one of those ones where you're like Easter eggs like everywhere. It's really, really good, but yeah, I'm intrigued. These two are actually really exciting. So these are two proofs that I've been given that are coming out next year, so beginning of 2026. So this first one is coming out February 2026. It's called The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. And just look at this artwork, like, I love that. Now obviously, because it's a proof, that might not be the final artwork, but I just think it looks really cool. This is basically about the Beast of Geveden, which is allegedly like the first werewolf, and it's following Professor Sebastian Grave in 1785 as he receives the news he fears the most. The terrible Beast of Geveden has returned, and the French countryside runs red in its wake. It kind of sounds like the Sebastian Grave guy is like the Van Helsing of like werewolves. It sounds kind of fantasy horror, which again is something I'm not super familiar with. In terms of fantasy, I've only really read the classics, I would say. I haven't delved too much into that genre, so I'm really excited for this. It is quite a hefty book. I hope that this stands up to my expectations. And then the other proof I've got is called We Call Them Witches by India Rose Bauer. And it says, when they're close, you can feel their screams. I don't know too much about this book, but I think it's about witch that's fighting against these like eldritch creatures, you know, sort of Lovecraftian monsters, which sounds really cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a go. This definitely seems up my street as a horror fan, and that is due out January 2026 as well. This is Catabasis, or Catabasis, which is Dark Academia Journey to Hell. Again, it is a little bit hefty. I'm saying that because it's the 6th of November, so I feel like it's quite ambitious of me to want to read all of these for November, but I will give it a good go. So that's Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Definitely interested in that. It seems very spooky vibes again. Now this one, I have never read this book, and I feel like that's going to be a huge shock to anybody that knows me. Again, having done so much Gothic literature, so much Victorian literature, so much like horror reading, and that is The Picture of Dorian Gray. Now I know the story. I have read a lot of other texts from Oscar Wilde, but I have not read this seminal text, which is The Picture of Dorian Gray, and I have no idea why I have never got around to reading this. It's essentially about a man who is extremely beautiful but very corrupt. It's giving like Narcissus vibes, which if you've read any of Oscar Wilde's other works, you know that he loves a good narcissist. He wishes that a perfect portrait of himself would bear the signs of aging in his place, and this picture becomes his hideous secret, and it sort of all spirals from there. from what I recall. So I'm again excited to read this, and I think November cold nights are again the perfect time. So that's my TBR for November. There's some nuance in there, but we're starting off just with little branches. So it's still kind of spooky season, but we're starting the process, you guys. If you would like to give me a recommendation, please do. I would say anything, but I feel like people are going to just put like the worst of the worst in there. I mean, like, you know, different genres. What are your favorite books? You know, put those down in the comments below, please. I'm hoping to post more kind of vlog style content, more reviews, TBRs, just a little bit of a mix. And if you want to subscribe to my free Substack, or there will also be a paid version 2 with some extra little bits in there. Some of my own writing might also be published there, but that is also available for you. And of course you can follow my social media channels at Lit with Lottie, and I will see you guys in the next one.